Mullins3782x2. It's a really cool guy before because it's pretty unique, so I thought I'd try it. He's a great guy. He's got a bunch of sweet gifts given away. Jonathan Stewart auto jersey, Colt McCoy shoe, Joe McCoy auto, a PC hitter your choice, and one other I'm forgetting. There's a bunch of sick stuff to the winner. What he's doing is, you choose one guy from this year's draft, other than like the notables of like Locke, Griffin, Richardson. Obviously not those guys. For him to PC, and whoever he thinks is best, he's gonna give away his prize to. Shot. So I had to put some thought into it. But I ended up picking up this guy's autograph a few days ago. I think he's gonna be pretty good. Got a lot of hype about him. Might end up falling a little bit earlier, but stuff isn't selling too high yet. So I thought I'll end up trying them. It's a free contest, just something fun. So my guy is Stephen Hill. He's wide receiver from Georgia Tech. Probably didn't really hear of him much because Georgia Tech's mainly known for their triple option or whatever. So he doesn't get many passes. But the guy is 6'4", 215 pounds. He's giant. So it's basically like the size of Calvin Johnson, Demarius Thomas from Georgia Tech. Looks like just another one of them. He runs a 4.36 40. So come from a Steelers perspective, that's basically like the same as Mike Wallace with an extra 3 inches. That's ridiculous. Mike Wallace just blows straight by guys, and you figure if you add 3 inches on the hand, that's just big hands. 9 3/8 inches. Great for grabbing more footballs thrown to him. People say his downfall is that drops a lot of passes or he doesn't have many catches. But within a triple threat offense, he's not going to get that many footballs thrown to him or have that many catch. He has 39.5-inch vertical. You figure it's more like 3 feet in the air, 9.5 feet with him jumping up, and then plus his arms. So it'd basically be him dunking if he was in basketball, real easy. He doesn't have too many yards. As I say, he doesn't get too many passes. Yards or catches would be his downfall. He's projected probably to in first or second round. Probably right behind Justin Blackman and Michael Floyd. Both those two guys are good. And always sell pretty high. Like Stephen Hill, I picked up his auto a few nights ago for I think $4 or something. That was really cheap. And I think he's gonna be worth it. Calvin Johnson's I think 6'5". Demarius Thomas. Both those are giant targets, tall and fast, from Georgia Tech. I don't expect much less from Stephen Hill, even though you may haven't heard of him, even though he just talked a lot about newer. The scouts all think he's gonna be good, so I think he's gonna be good. That's my guy. Got decent looking autograph, not the best, but I don't know what much more to expect. 6'4", 215, runs a 4.36. You don't see that much anymore. Says he blocks good, has good hands, goes up for the ball. He figures 6'4", he is. Most corners 6 foot maybe. I know they said Betis is Cromartie 6'3" or something. He averages over 30 yards per reception. That's crazy. He's got a bunch of stuff there. What else? Late first, early second, as I said before. That's what I figured. What else about him? Just think he's gonna be a monster. Kind of like another Calvin Johnson, Demarius Thomas. That's about it, guys. Just don't see him disappointing anyone. When you're 6'4", 215, and run a 4.36, it's pretty tough to stop you if you have a half-decent QB just throwing them up to you. You're running by most cornerbacks or out jumping most of them. So I mean, and then coming from Georgia Tech, he doesn't have too much passing game, but yet he averages over 30 yards a catch. I think he was 800 some yards this year, but only on like not even many catches at all. So like you'll look at his stats, they may be lower, but he doesn't get the ball much in the triple option because they're running it most of the time. But it's supposed to go early second or late first, most likely. Like I said, I think he's good. Got a PC because he's cheap, half decent looking auto, and I don't see much disappointment in him. 6'4", 215, 4.36, 39.5-inch vertical. And that's pretty much unstoppable. Like you look Calvin Johnson, almost the same dimensions. Calvin Johnson's just like a tank, like 20 touchdowns or whatever his past season. You don't see that too much these days. These really good big receivers, Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Vincent Jackson's pretty big. Like these big guys with pretty good speed. Like they're so hard to cover because they either use their height or their speed. When you're a dual threat, it's pretty tough to stop you. And those guys, if Fitzgerald doesn't have that good of a QB, he's getting thrown to pretty good. Stafford's coming on now, so Calvin Johnson's just lighting it up. Vincent Jackson, I think he'll do good both with the Bucks now, and just like with San Diego. So my guy is Stephen Hill, 6'4", 215. I say you PC him. Should be worth it in my eyes, but so that's my contest entry. So thanks Mullins for holding it, and hopefully you get some good ones along with mine, I hope. So that's about it, guys. Take care. Link will be below. That's about it. Thanks.